morning and welcome back to my video. I don't know why I would say good morning because I actually don't know what time of day you're watching this, but it's morning for me. And I was starting to get ready for the day and I remembered that I bought a bunch of drugstore makeup and I wanted to try it out with you guys and just kind of, you know, try it out, like do a first impression with you so that I can actually figure out if I like it, if it's worth the money, if it's a good alternative to higher end makeup. But yeah, I just got a bunch of new products from Ulta. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe, like this video. Every single video from this week on to Christmas, I will be doing giveaways. But yeah, let's just jump right in and get started with the makeup. I'm gonna start out with the Baby Lips Baby Balm and pop that on. It says it has vitamin E. I see these everywhere and they're not like a new product by any means, but interesting to put something this big on your lips. So far that feels pretty nourishing. Okay, now to prep with the skin. I'm going to go in with the Mario Badescu facial spray in cucumber and green tea. This isn't a first impressions. I've tried some of this. Oh, and by the way, some of the products here I have tried before. But basically, I've tried this product before. I use it every single day. But the reason I threw it in the drugstore category is because I think this is like $6 or $7 and it's amazing. So I always prep my face with this. I have oily skin, so it's better for me to go in with products that are kind of lighter weight and more misty than like a heavy moisturizer. And now I'm going to go in with the Lumi L'Oreal Magic Light Infusing Primer. So immediately after taking it out of the tube and kind of rubbing it on my face, I can feel that it actually mimics Strobe Cream by MAC. And I haven't really found a drugstore primer that is like that. But basically, Strobe Cream by MAC has pearlescent, like light reflecting particles that actually bounce light off. So it kind of gives you like a blurring effect. And I guess this is supposed to have the same thing, and it definitely feels like that. I will say it feels a little more greasy than I would have liked on my face, and I probably put too much because I was like excited because it looked like Strobe Cream. Instantly that it's like bouncing off like the light and giving me like kind of a glowy look on the monitor and in person. Okay, so now drugstore foundation. I grabbed the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover. I'm a full coverage girl. I feel like if you're gonna wear makeup, just put it on, get it done. I wear drugstore foundations when I go to the gym because I'm just gonna sweat it off and I don't want to like waste more expensive foundation. And I grabbed an EcoTools brush. So I'm probably gonna do another video with like drugstore brushes that I really like love. But so far, from my experience, I have been very impressed with the EcoTools brushes. And I love putting on foundation with brushes that are like very flat and dense. I know that beauty blenders and stuff like that and like blending sponges are really big right now, but I just feel like they soak up so much product and I just don't like the way they look on my skin. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this. It's a very like foamy consistency and I'm just gonna kind of dab it on and then I'll work it in with a brush. I don't like to go directly onto the brush because I feel like you waste a lot of product, but yeah, okay. I haven't really read that many reviews on this. I kind of just got it because I've used the other Infallible Pro Matte foundations like these. And so I kind of wanted to go with something in the same family since I knew I liked them. Go with the brush and buff it all in. Right here, I can still see a lot of the texture and pretty much like I can still see my skin, which I don't want. Like, I know that some people want that, but I don't. Like, I'm going to go in with another layer and just add a little bit, not all over the face, but really like around my mouth and the cheek area where I feel like I just want more coverage. I really like the foundation to be like the rock star of the makeup. Like, I use a very full coverage foundation in my everyday life, and just comment below if you want me to do a video on things that I actually use like from higher end makeup lines if you're not like a drugstore fanatic, but I have high expectations for foundation. Okay, so that's about like a layer and a half of foundation, and now we're gonna go in with the concealer. So I've used this in the past. It's the Fit Me concealer. I wanted to go with this again because it's just so good. There's like no point in dabbling in anything else, and I love that it has very warm undertones, and I'm just gonna throw that on areas that I want to warm up. So obviously, like genetically, anyone that has like a brown lineage has like a gray area around their mouth, and so if you don't go in and warm that up with something, it's just going to look like a beard. You're going to look like you have like Homer Simpson mouth. And so you really want to go in and neutralize that area with something warm. And I like to do it after my foundation just to kind of mix it in. And also, I expected that foundation to be a lot darker. I don't know if it's going to oxidize. And I don't know if it's just picking up like the primer and the reflective pigments in the Lumi primer and changing the color of the foundation. But I'd be interested to see what that looks like without that primer underneath, and it also has like a very velvety matte finish, so it is a nice finish. Okay, I like this look so much more now that I've buffed in that concealer. That concealer is really creamy, so I think on dry patches it's really important to not put a very like drying full coverage product on, and it's really important to just put something creamy. That way it kind of blends in with the skin tone and it doesn't look like it's trying to like patch it up like drywall. Okay, so this is the NYX Gotcha Covered Total Concealer, and honestly I just thought this was probably the most full coverage formula that NYX had. This looks like the like Amazonian Clay by Tarte, which I didn't love, but I love Tarte Shape Tape, and I just don't know if I'll ever find anything comparable to that. Again, I'm just going to pop it onto my skin first and then blend it out with a brush. That way I don't feel like the brush is soaking up all the product, and I don't like sponges. So it looks like this so far on the finger. If you've watched my other vlogs, you know how much Shape Tape I put on, but I just feel like this is like a different consistency. Shape Tape dries down very quickly. It's like a very liquidy matte, and this is much more creamy, and so I think I could spread this out a lot more, so I don't want to go in with the same amount of product that I would go with Shape Tape. Okay, so something I kind of already had in my kit was the NYX concealer. I used the heck out of this orange one, but I'm going to go in with this really dark brown color right here and carve out my contour. I've done a contour video in the past, but this is kind of just an updated one. Because if you drop your contour lines too low, you're going to pull the whole like jowl area of your face down. So wherever you feel your cheekbones are, go a little bit above that. You want that shadow to start high. You want to like lift the facial features. And of course underneath the lip, oh man. Maybe I'm just heavy-handed, I don't know. That looks like real crazy. I'm going to go in with a smaller brush for the nose contour just because I feel like this could get real crazy real fast. I'm going to start right where the brow ends and then drag down, but I'm just going to do like little dashes because I just want it to look like a subtle shadow. I don't want it to look like I drew like lines on my face. People are going to be like, where's the treasure? Because your face is like a map with lines on it. I normally don't cream contour, I normally powder contour, so this is like learning how to ride a bike again or something. I mean, I literally am like, oh my god. Okay, we're gonna stop contouring there, and I'm gonna go in with the same brush that I used for my concealer and just buff it out. And I use the same brush, that way a little bit of the older concealer product is left on there and it kind of neutralizes the color, makes it look more natural. That way I'm not going to have to go in and really compensate later with a different brush to try to make everything match. This just kind of pulls it all together pretty quickly. Okay, to bake, I grabbed the Maybelline powder. This is like the OG powder. Like I remember my sisters using this powder. It's harder to control this powder. I feel like with more expensive powders, they probably have more binding agents in them that hold them together, and they're much more finely milled, so the particles are really tiny and so they stick together better, and they kind of melt into the skin more. This I feel like isn't bad. I just feel like it's a little harder to control. Okay, so for powder contour, this is the e.l.f. bronzing palette. This is not a new product for me. I swear, I actually use this every single day, like even when I'm doing my higher end makeup routine. I just go in with a Real Techniques brush and I kind of mix these bottom two colors right here. They're just like the perfect combination of warm and cool, and they actually have really good powder payoff, and I like them. I actually like them more than the Anastasia Beverly Hills. So I've had the contour kits from Anastasia and I just didn't feel like they were, I felt like the warm was too warm, and I thought it was just like expensive to go in and kind of make your own. And then this is $6 at Target, and I'm like, well, I'm at Target every other day anyway, so I'm just gonna go in, and you can see when I contour the jawline, it's back and forth and up and down. That's how you actually make it look like bone structure. If you just go back and forth, you're gonna see lines. People are gonna be like, what is that? But if you just go back and forth and up and down, that's how you actually make it look like cheekbones. And I have extremely expensive brushes and I have extremely affordable brushes, and I'm pretty picky about them, and so, but I like this one because it's like a flimsy brush, and so it doesn't pick up that much product, which is what you want for areas like the nose contour. I wouldn't use this on my lid. I don't think it like does a good job for the, like picking up product. I think you'd be doing your eyeshadow for like 4 days if you try to use this, but I think that it's really nice for nose because you just want to flick a little bit of product on. Okay, so now I'm going to set the rest of the face with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose. This is just the cap because it is a loose powder. Oh yeah, it's pretty dark. I probably could have honestly contoured with this if I needed to. I'm just going to dust a little bit onto the face just to like bring all my features together, but this isn't something I would put over areas that I highlighted like underneath the eye. How I feel about that. But now we're going to get on to the fun stuff. Okay, highlight. So every single day I use the Maybelline Master Chrome Highlight. This is an amazing highlighter. It performs just like a high-end highlighter, but just to try something new, I got the Makeup Revolution Strobe Highlight. So this is a brand I see at Ulta. They have a very big section in the drugstore area of Ulta. I'm always looking for a good highlight. It's really pretty packaging. And this color is Gold Addict. So let's just gonna swatch a little bit just to see. Pretty good. Going on the high cheekbones. I mean, I like it. It's really soft. So the Master Chrome, the reason why I wanted to try something new and I didn't just want to talk about that is because a lot of people already know how good that is, but also it's a very metallic finish. It might be too much for some people's like everyday look. It's not for me, but I'm different. Like I know that some people work in offices and some people work in like medical settings where they can't have like crazy highlight every single day, and that's not professional. So this is a good alternative, and this is $6. Okay, so just to see what this would look like amped up, I'm going to take the Mario Badescu spray. I'm going to dampen the brush, and what that's going to do is saturate these particles and kind of bring them to life. So you can see just right in the dead center of where I previously applied highlight, that's just giving it something like a center beam that's super exaggerated, and then everything else is kind of soft and blown out. So first do powder with it dry, and then go in with it wet and pack it on, and you'll see like a really pretty gradient fade. Okay, so now I feel like the face is done. We can move on to the brows. So I use the NYX Tame and Frame every single day for my brow. Like this isn't just for this look. This is, I literally use this product every single day. I swear by it because it's a really good hybrid of like a gel and a cream. I also don't get my eyebrows threaded like a lot of people do. I'll do them myself. Very few and far between. I just like a softer brow look. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the Gotcha concealer and just clean up that bottom brow line. This brush I actually got from a set on Amazon, which I'll probably do as a giveaway soon because I think they're great. Like they mimic the MAC brushes. They're not obviously the same quality, but like to clean up that brow line, they did a pretty good job. And so like I mentioned before, I don't do my brows very often, so you can see a lot of like stray hairs, so this is nice for covering all that up. Moving on to the cheeks, we are going to go in with the e.l.f. Blush Palette. I swear by this palette. I use this pretty often. It's not just something I use on like days when I want to like not use higher end products. I love these colors. I haven't found them similar in other palettes, like higher end palettes, and I'm just going to go in with this darker color right here. We're going to go for more of a fall look because it is the week of Thanksgiving. Although I live in Dallas and it's like spring somewhere outside. I look crazy wearing a turtleneck, but okay, so now we're gonna move on to the eyes. So for the eyes, I went in with the Shayna Shan XO palette. Like she's another makeup artist on YouTube, and I watched a few of her videos and she's so good, but I was way more impressed with this color palette. So I don't feel like this gets a lot of attention on YouTube or makeup tutorials, but these are really great colors. Like this is very, like this is the most ideal, like warm for your crease. This yellow is gorgeous to blend out on, and this like champagne-y color right here I've used as highlight, like legit highlight on my face. And I'm gonna go in with this soft like vanilla-y color first and just kind of set the entire lid. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the Color Tattoo as kind of like a paint pot dupe. So MAC does paint pots. This is similar to that, and I'm just gonna use my ring finger and use that to warm up the product, and then also like control the placement of it. So I really just want it right next to the lash line. It's a taupey color. It's not going to have a lot of like pigmentation. I guess you could wear this on your own if you wanted more of a neutral look, but we're going to layer some shadows on top of it. Okay, now just with the tape blending brush, I'm going to grab this super warm color right here and go to town on my crease. This is my favorite thing to do with eyeshadow. Like once you build out the crease, it's like laying the foundation for your whole eye. You can now see where every other color should disperse to. Like it just basically lays down the foundation, like the building blocks for where your inner crease highlight or inner corner highlight should go, where your lid color should go. I'm just kind of moving it into the nose area as well. Let's go in with this dark charcoal color. It's like a good in between like grayish black. It's not like straight up black. Nice. I'm just patting. So with matte colors that I want to stay on the lid, with less expensive matte colors, you have to pat. Actually, with all matte colors, you have to pat, but like with less expensive ones, you really need to pat and push into the paint pot or the Color Tattoo or whatever primer you put down on your eye. You need to pat and get it to stick on there and get it to penetrate all the layers of that primer. so that it can really adhere to the skin and not move. And I'm going to take that same brush and I'm just going to go in and layer in with this color right here. First I'm going to do a dry powder, and then I'm going to go in and wet the brush with the Mario Badescu and then see if that enhances it at all. This color is like a really like a duochrome color. It has like a little bit of green sheen in it. It's pretty, but I feel like we could get more out of it. And I said I was going to go in and layer with the same color again with the Mario Badescu spray, but I'm actually going to go in and probably go in with this bronze because I feel like it's going a little gray and I want it to be more fall. Spritz it. So I'm taking that all the way into the inner corner of the eye and then just like patting out. We're probably going to go in with that tapered blending brush and just like soften everything up. So the tapered blending brush that I went in with that brown color, we're just going to soften all this up to make sure it looks cohesive. Okay, now I'm just going to take a really big brush from Michaels. I actually use this just to sweep underneath the eye and take off all that fallout. And I'm basically going to go in and build out the under eye area. But I wanted to use this NYX pencil in dark brown because I love dark brown for the waterline. So that's what we're going to go and do now. So far this feels really comfortable, really good. It's like a creamy formula and it has really good color payoff, and it's literally the exact color I wanted. I wanted a really rich dark brown, and that's exactly what this is. And I'm taking it a little bit underneath the lash line. I don't care if it's like smudged or messy because I want that. So just with an e.l.f. pointed pencil brush with no makeup on it, I'm going to go in and just buff some of that brown eyeliner out. And normally when I do like lower eyeshadow, I'll mimic the exact pattern I did on the top of the lid, but for this I really just want to keep it warm, and so I'm just going to go in with that brown color that we used in the crease and then use that for the lower lash line. And I'll probably go in later and add some more accentuation into the inner corner highlight, but I think for now we are good. So I'm going to pop on some mascara. The mascara I swear by is this little cocktail right here, whether it's high end or low end. First I go in with the L'Oreal Voluminous. It's a very like wet silky formula, and then I go in with the Big Falsies. I've used this for so many years, and I go in with the waterproof mascara afterwards. It's kind of like the hairspray for the lash. So this like coats it, makes it look super dark, soft and fluffy, and it gets every single lash, but then that one goes in, right in here, that one goes in and like locks everything in place. So while that's still pretty wet, I'm going to go in with the waterproof version, and this has a top and bottom lash, so I'm just going to go in with the top. Then to lock the brows in place, I actually go in with the small end and I just comb through the brows lightly, like real lightly. Like I don't want to change the color of the brow, I just want to set all my crazy hair in place. This Ardell Wispy Band is so thin, it's almost clear, and so it just meshes right into your normal lash line. And these are great, and I love the Studio Effects ones because they're super dense on the ends. So I'm just going to trim these down, pop these on, and then I will show you on my lashes. And while I'm waiting for the glue to dry, I'm just going to go in with a Real Techniques like little brush and the Maybelline Dream Wonder powder. So this is a brand new powder for me, but basically I always like to take a really light colored powder that isn't full coverage and just sweep underneath the eye and make everything look really polished again, because as you can see, I contour my nose and then the inner, like the starting of the bridge of my nose into this inner area, and sometimes I feel like when my makeup's done, there's always like a shadow right here that I don't like. And so we're just going to go in and soften all that up. This is always at Ulta, and it's the L'Oreal liquid eyeliner, and it typically comes in a pack with this mascara. So I actually really like this because the brush is super flexible, and so I'll try to zoom you in so you can see. So I'm just pretty much going to cover where the lashes meet the skin so that it looks like it's all together. One thing I tried yesterday, because I wanted to try it ahead of time and actually see if it lasted, was the CoverGirl Farewell Feathering. This is the exact same formula as the MAC Prep and Prime. I wore this yesterday when I was going to lunch with my best friend, and it lasted all day long. So I'm just drawing on the outer edge of my lips, set it with a little powder, whatever's left on your brush. We're going to go in with the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner. This is in color Cherry Skies. I wore this yesterday as well because I don't feel like you can just put on lips and be like, oh, this is a good drugstore dupe and it works. Like I feel like you actually need to like wear it around and see how it lasts all day long. And this lip liner like weathered the storm yesterday. I went to lunch, we shopped, we ate, we talked, I drank coffee. I didn't have to touch up my lip liner at all until probably I want to say 7 to 8 hours later. So it's a pretty good liner. And I'm going to fill in the center of my lips with the NYC or NYX Full Throttle Lipstick in formula in Sidekick. I really love this. This is creamy, but it's not overly creamy. It's almost like a satin lipstick. Take that same lip liner, the Cherry Skies, and just kind of blend the two colors in together. At the tip that you see is not product. That is just plastic. So the actual tube is here, and you don't really get that much product in it. It is really small, but for the price I think you can justify it, but just don't be fooled by this. You definitely want to make sure that you're happy with your color range. There's a bunch of swatches online before you go in, because this isn't the exact color, although I will say it's pretty close. To set the face, we're going to go in with the NYX matte finish as well. I've heard amazing things about this, and I tried this yesterday also to see if it could last all day, and it is like hairspray for your face. I love it so much. It's a really good formula. It's super affordable, and it kept my makeup on through my workout, because I went shopping all day, went to the gym, had an intense workout, and this locked everything in place. I also feel like the matte Fix Plus kind of melts your makeup together as well, like with the humectants and all the nutrients that are in it. And although this doesn't have the same ingredients, I do feel like it kind of works as a binder to bring everything together. Okay, and that is it, you guys, for my super affordable fall makeup haul, completely drugstore purchased from Ulta. If you have any questions, comment below. If you stayed until the end of the video, then you know that if you subscribe, share this video on your Facebook, and follow me on Instagram, that you will be entered to win a $25 Ulta gift card. So this week I'll be giving away 2, and basically I'll run the contest until the end of the following week. So I'll put all the details below in the description box. Everything will be linked. I pretty much was happy with everything except for the NYX contour powder or contour compact, and so I'll note that below as well, just so you don't buy it just because I used it in this video. Like, I didn't love it. If you like these videos, let me know. Give it a thumbs up. Comment if you want to see more videos like this, or if you want to see more fashion, or whatever it is that's on your heart. I will see you guys next time. Bye.